Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Teresa with Teresa's Garage. We are up here in Virginia City. Once again, it is hot August night.
And the weather couldn't be better. The place is packed. Steve Frady, who is on the board for the Comstock Firemen's Museum, is where we are sitting in front of, and I've got him as my guest on the show today. Steve, thanks for coming in and sitting down with us.
Well, thank you, Teresa. This is great. You know, what a wonderful day for, people to enjoy celebrating cars.
The American
basically.
cars.
Exactly.
The American car.
And a few foreign ones here
and
and
a few
there.
foreign ones, but there is, what were you saying the last time we checked? It was 315 cars?
They're looking at over 300 cars today.
Wow, and last year I think there was only like 150, 145, something like that.
Well, last year was the first year, and this is a great venue for the kickoff event. Right.
Yeah, first year up here in Virginia City, because it was in Tahoe before that.
Right.
And so they moved it to VC, and I think that was a great move.
It was a great move. This is a great venue. It's a historic setting. They've taken over Main Street completely. C Street is completely car culture.
It is. I mean, on both sides, and it's not that big. So on one side the cars are angled, and the other side the cars are parked kind of like your regular parking.
Right. Then that gives space not only for cars to come in, but also for emergency vehicle access.
Now, if you are in the area near Virginia City, it's not exactly a close place to get to, but it is a beautiful town, very historic. There's so many businesses here and the town is pretty much like it was in the 20s.
Very much so. 20s, late 1880s to the early 20s, much of the town has remained here from the 1870s, when they had the Great Fire of 1875 and rebuilt.
And 30,000 people lived here.
Huge population those days, and people don't realize that, what you're seeing today is probably about less than a third of the town that was.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because so much of that got burned off. And we are going to be coming in and out on the commercial breaks here until 2 o'clock. We're going to be talking to Steve again on our next break, because we have so much more to talk about, and the great cars. There's so many great cars. Steve's got a Ford pickup, and he's got a surfboard in the back of it. Okay, it's fire engine red. It's a 56 Ford F100. Tell us just a little bit about it.
Well, this was my dad's truck, and he's passed it on to me, and it's going to my son eventually. It's a great running little truck. It's got 292 in it. It harkens back to my high school days when we were literally living at the beach as often as we could. And
that's why the surfboard's there.
The surfboard's there, and I spent a little time on a board. Never did really well. I could never spend enough time practicing because I was working so much.
Sure.
But I had a great time trying.
Well, if you love the water and you love surfing,
absolutely,
it doesn't matter what you're doing.
That was the culture in my high school days. So it's a kind of a kickback to those days, and it's a lot of fun to drive. And you had a great hand in making that truck tune up and run well. And
I'm going to hold you
really
on that. We'll talk about. Thanks. We'll talk about that on the next commercial.
Okay.
Break. So Teresa's Garage will be back with Hot August Nights coming up in about 15-20 minutes. So don't go away.
With white walls